Welcome to the Temperament Institute's Q&A Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about a question that's on a lot of people's minds, that people talk about quite a bit, and struggle with kind of what is the answer to this seemingly very difficult question. The question is, I've heard a lot about inspiring your children. How can I know how to better inspire my own children? That is a fabulous question, because inspiring means you don't force. It means you let people do what they want to do, and they do it because they want to do it. They do what you want them to do because they're internally driven to do it. Before I go into the 3 ways to inspire your children, I want to mention really quickly part 1 of How to Win Friends and Influence People. That is a great resource for better understanding that we can't control others. We have to create an environment where they'll want to control themselves, and where they'll want to do the things that we want them to do. So you could grab that book off your shelf. Lots of people own it. It's out there. I'm sure it's at your library. But How to Win Friends and Influence People, part 1, those first 3 principles, is really great for our discussion. But let me talk to you about the 3 ways, the 3 things you need to do as a parent or a teacher or someone that instructs or spends time with children or youth, what you can do to inspire them, to help them feel inspired to do the things that they ought to do. The first one is to have a knowledge of them. Now, there are all kinds of things that you can know about someone, and it's our job as educators or parents to get to know the students, the individuals, the children that we work with. Because the better we understand them, the more we can orchestrate circumstances in an environment, the more we can instruct and guide and lead in ways that will resonate with them because it's like them. So let me give you a few examples. You could understand whether or not a specific child was negative or positively motivated. Now, you always hear about the carrot and the stick, but it's a real thing. And the majority, I don't know what the numbers might be, but the higher percentage of human beings are motivated negatively. But there are those that are positively motivated, and I have a couple of those at my house. And it took me a while to figure out, oh, I have to have really big positive rewards for them, and then they'll do it. I've got one that we worked on potty training forever. And then finally I started to realize, oh, he's really positively motivated. We went to a store, we saw the cowboy hat of his dreams, and that was it. He was potty trained in 3 days because he wanted that cowboy hat so badly. So knowing if they're positively or negatively motivated will help you to inspire them, because you can put consequences out there that will help them feel more motivated to do things that you want them to do. You can also understand their temperament. You can understand their educational intelligences. You can know their love language. You can know some of their personal strengths and weaknesses. You can also understand many of their interests. You know, if I want my kids to be inspired about history, well, if I know something about what they're interested in, then we can learn about history on that particular topic, right? If I know what some of their educational intelligences are, then I can kind of orchestrate educational plans around, well, they're more audio, or they're more visual, or they have a music strength, or they have a language strength. And so then we focus in there. So knowing the individuals that you want to inspire, the better you know them, the easier it's going to be to inspire them effectively, because they will respond to the things that you're doing and saying and the activities that you're participating in. This can be tough when you are like leading a classroom of 30 or more students and there's only so much you can do. But when you have a specific child that really needs extra attention and is really struggling to be positive and motivated and inspired, get to know them better. So the second thing that you want to do in order to inspire children and youth is to be an example. Model it. Do all the things that you want them to do. If you expect them to read regularly, then read regularly. If you want them to do math, then do a little bit of math. If you want them to be more excellent in the way that they clean, if you want them to work harder in their social relationships and learn how to be a better friend, whatever it is, model it and talk about it. I had a good friend who modeled learning so perfectly at her home. She had a chart up on the wall of everyone's responsibilities in the family, up on the fridge. And on that list it said, this child has these responsibilities around the house. And under Mom, it had a couple other responsibilities, but Mom's major responsibility was to study long and hard and loud. And, that's true of if we want them to be spiritual at all, if we want them to have strong, healthy bodies, model it. Be an example of whatever it is you want them to do. Don't let them see you as a hypocrite. The number one thing that youth rebel against is hypocrisy, and understanding that when they start to think abstractly and look for principles for guidance, and they look around them to mentors, you don't want them to think that you're a hypocrite. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It means that you're honest. It means that you say, I messed up on my finances in the past, and unfortunately we all feel the effects of it today, but I'm working on it. I'm reading this book, I'm talking to this guy, I'm doing whatever it is that needs to be done in order to try to be a better person like I want you to be a better person. Don't say, well, I don't want you to, be a smoker while I smoke and I don't have no intention of quitting and I'm just stuck and this is how it is. Try to be a better individual so that they can follow you. You want children to follow you. You can't be a leader, you can't be inspirational unless they can follow the path that you're treading. And it's not a path where you're perfect, it's a path where you're growing and you're trying to be better. The third thing that you need to do in order to inspire children is to tell them why. Teach. I think one of the best ways to do this is to give them lots and lots of positive and negative examples. Don't gossip, don't call names, don't tell them about people that they might know that have totally messed up, but tell them why they need to be the kinds of people that you want them to be. Why, little examples, I'll never forget when, I don't know if your kids do this, when my kids were little, several of them wanted to have their hands in their diapers a lot. And we had little conversations about, why can't you do that? Because that's where sickness is, and you will get sick and you will cause other people to get sick. It's amazing how even at younger ages we discount what people can what even young children can understand and what they can be inspired by and what can motivate them to be different. They need to know why, and the best thing that you can do is guide them back to principles. Show them people whose lives aren't where they should be, including your own if that's appropriate, and show them people whose lives are growing and becoming what they should be, and that it's because of obedience to principles. It's because they tried to be better people, and they'll feel more internally inspired and have a greater desire to be a success by being obedient to the principles that govern whatever area that is. So always explain to them why things are the way they are, why certain people are successful and why certain people are not. Why, how, and tie it into what it is they want because you know them so well. Show them that by doing the things that you're asking them to do, they will get the things that they ultimately want, and be the teacher that they need you to be by always showing them the why, and ultimately the why is the principles. So those are 3 reasons. Again, know them, be an example, and tell them why if you want your children to be inspired to become the very best that they can be. And I don't know about you, but that's one of my ultimate goals in life, is to have the children that I interact with become the very best that they can be. If this information was helpful to you, please pass it on to a friend. Please like us on Facebook. Please share this on Twitter or Pinterest or whatever else you love. Please comment below and share what things you've done that have been inspirational, or what things you'd like to inspire in others, and begin a conversation so that we can help each other to inspire the children that we spend time with. Send us in your questions to Q&A Tuesday so we can answer them here every Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.